Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. My name is Dawn, and if you're new here, welcome. So today is my first guest. It's my hubby's.
Oh joy.
So as you can see, he really does not want to be on here, but since we just celebrated our 6th anniversary, we just thought we'd do a fun Q&A. Actually, it's fun for me. It's not so much fun for him. But like they say, opposites attract, and right now I'm getting him out of his comfort zone just to answer a couple of these questions. And don't worry, we limited it to top 10 questions for y'all. So I promise he does love me. He just doesn't want to be on camera. So let's get started. All right, so our first question that y'all had, so we asked these questions, or I asked these questions, asked y'all a question on Instagram and asked y'all to ask us anything that y'all wanted. And so we picked these top 10 questions. And for our first question, y'all asked us, how, I guess, do we navigate through an interracial relationship? So I guess I'll start this one first. But for me, since my dad is also white, I've been able to kind of like incorporate both like Filipino and Caucasian culture together, and so it almost came like naturally for us. I mean, I don't know, how was it for you?
I don't think it's a factor. I can't tell a difference. I think it's just natural, you know?
Yeah, so I mean, for us, we just make sure to incorporate like those, like in our holidays, you know, we celebrate both our parents. So like for Christmas, we literally go to 5 different houses.
But I think it's important. Jaden has and knows his Filipino culture, you know, so that's where your mom comes in.
Yes, so my mom is like a big help. And Jaden spends like almost every weekend at their house. So he gets a lot of that Filipino culture. I wish I was better at like cooking it and knowing more about it so we can share that with Jaden. But we definitely will one day go to the Philippines so he can really see. But he does know that is part of like our culture, and it's definitely something we always try to incorporate in all of our like family gatherings, right?
For sure.
Okay, next question.
Did we talk about how many kids we wanted and how has it changed since having kids?
Did we talk about it before marriage?
No, we didn't talk about it before marriage, but we've talked about it many times since. And you want a big family, I want a semi-big family. So I think we kind of settled on 3.
For now.
You know, where we're at now, but
it could be bigger.
Yeah. I told her we could have animals. How about that? That's kids.
I mean, I don't know. I guess we settled for 3 like 5 years ago when we had Jaden.
You know,
but now, things have changed because now I definitely feel like we could do more because I just love him so much and he's such a great dad. And also, we all eventually would like
a little more stable, you know.
Yeah,
it's important too.
And Jaden just came out, so I mean, I don't know if it was him or just, you know, we were pretty decent parents, you know. It just seems like, you know, I don't know if we'll get lucky all the time. But you know, we love him so much. We would just want more of him, or you know, someone's like him. And you know, when I look at my husband, I just, you know, would love to have like more little ones like that. And I don't know, and we also want to adopt in the future, and we'll see. I guess it just depends on like how much patience or like, you know, we have. And we definitely like our alone time together. So 3 looks like a good number, but hey, if we can do more, we'll see. He's like, no, he doesn't.
Okay, wrap it up. Next question.
Okay. Do we spend quality alone time together? What do you think?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. And do you think we spend enough quality alone time together?
No, you can always spend more quality alone time. It's just the challenge of having a kid or kids to make time for that, as well as work and everything else. So I think the challenge is really setting that time aside.
Yeah. Well, I definitely think we are pretty lucky in that we
And
do.
it doesn't just have to be like going on dates and stuff like that. Like if you just hang out watching TV or hang out talking in bed or whatever, it's like stuff like that, that all that counts.
And our family, allows us to have a lot of quality time alone together. I always say I can never have enough because I feel like I'm like the needy one that like needs him all the time.
That
and
is true.
So maybe he's like, okay, enough quality time.
Our dog is in here. Ratel. Come here. Can't see him. He's down here, I promise.
But we definitely do a good job. I think we definitely make it a priority, or I definitely make it known that I want quality time. But we are fortunate that we have our family close by, so Jaden gets to stay over there quite often, so we can have that.
Yes, our family definitely helps out a lot with that. So. Okay, do we still enjoy each other's company like when we were married, when we were first married?
Do you still enjoy my company?
Yes. Do you enjoy me?
I always ask him those questions. I would say, do you still want to be with me? Do you still want to hang out with me? I think so, more so than I did before.
What?
But since we were married, like, I think it's grown that I just want to literally, like, suffocate you.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, every waking moment. He's like, no.
So, yes.
What is each other's most annoying habit? You want to go first, or you want me to go first?
I don't know if this is a habit, but she is always late, and it drives me nuts. She's always asking me, why are you leaving for work right now? I'm like, well, if I want to be on time, then I have to leave right now. Something you wouldn't know about.
Okay, it's my culture. Filipinos are always late.
Oh, whatever. That's an excuse.
I know. It is an excuse. But it is part of the culture, too, a little bit.
Okay, so what's yours?
Is that the only annoying thing? No, I'm kidding. I guess the only annoying thing about Josh is, and I think that's why we compliment each other, sometimes he likes to sulk. Like, when he doesn't want to do something, he sulks and goes, ugh. And it's usually things that I want to like go do with him, so it even makes me even more annoyed because I'm like, do you just not want to do it with me or what, And I hate that he's like walks around and he just like sulks, and I know when he's like
most of the time it's thinking.
Oh yeah, that's what he said.
I'm thinking hard.
That's what he said. He said, I can't make this decision right now because I'm thinking. And I'm like, okay. But I think that's the only thing, because I'm like so excited. I want to do everything with him, and then he's like, oh, do we have the time? Do we have the money? Do we have all this stuff? And so I was like moping around thinking about that. Okay, so you want to ask this question?
How do we keep our independence?
How do you keep your independence, baby? Are you ever independent, or?
Well, I go to work. So that's one of the I guess that's being independent, right?
Well, for me, Josh does a really good job of giving like me my alone time, and like what if I go see my friends, I'll go see my friends, and then
usually that's when I get my alone time. Even if it is with Jaden, that's okay.
Yeah, and like he's so good at like we'll do blogger trips, and but that's something that I do independently. So I guess our works we get to do that's something independent, and then when I get my alone time, he gets his alone time. And it's usually just us like just being in separate rooms, or like I'll go shopping and he'll just hang out and play games. Because I do not like him playing games around me. And that's like his thing. Mm-hmm. Okay, so how do I let my hubby lead our family? Do I let you lead? I do. Do I? I do.
I think especially financially, because
he takes
I handle
care of that.
all the finances, but with communication, of course, but yeah. think that's one way.
Yeah, and I definitely have to ask a lot of questions because I'm definitely more of the like, let's do this or let's do that, and I have to be like, babe, what should we go do this or should we not do that?
A lot of pumping the brakes on some stuff.
Because I am very much like, fly the seat of my pants, and Josh is like, no, let's think about it. Let's make sure we have the money. Let's make sure we have the time. Is it a good thing? There's a lot of like me. I'm like more emotional, and
especially right now because it makes it even more challenging. Because you can go do stuff, but
should we?
Is it really a good idea? So yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of like communication, definitely. Like, I will make sure to ask, but there's a lot of things like if there's something that I really, 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 really want to do. I make sure he knows that I really, really, really want to do it. It's like a non-negotiable.
So everything is up for debate.
Okay, date night ideas.
Like, what does that mean?
Like, what are some of our date night ideas? We're pretty much homebodies.
Yeah, we're pretty much nothing extravagant. Just go out to dinner. We go see movies whenever the movie theater was open.
Yeah.
So.
But we do like to travel by ourselves. Like,
I count date days / nights as taking photos for her. That's a date night. So
yeah, that's considered like one of the things that I like.
So if she ever asks me to go take photos, that counts as a date.
But we like to like do weekends by ourselves. We like to go. Sometimes we'll go around a hotel, even if it's just close by. We do like taking like at least one vacation a year by ourselves. Like we like
usually it's Colorado.
No, that's with Jaden and them. But our vacation by ourselves, we go like somewhere nice, like Europe or
it's
somewhere.
Just us.
Yeah, like where it's more adult friendly and you can't really take kids. I mean, you could, but it's just better when you can do it with just me and him because we like to do adventure stuff and Jaden does too. But there's certain things that he is not
still
old
kind of
enough.
young,
Yeah.
Can't quite do all that stuff yet, but
we definitely make time for ourselves, and even if it's just like hanging out and watching a movie and just like cooking and doing that kind of stuff.
That is something we've started attempting to do together is cooking, but she gets mad at me because I like critique her and I tell her what to do and she gets mad.
I'm like, I'm reading the freaking cookbook.
It's okay, you'll learn one day.
I'm like, don't tell me what to
do. You'll learn to cook one day, don't worry. She's doing better though. Okay, so next one, how to keep the flame going.
How do we keep the flame going?
Communicate.
Yes, lots of communication.
Lots of communication.
Because like Josh likes certain things and like I like certain things.
You can't be shy to say what you want.
Yes,
especially in a marriage, in the bedroom. Yeah, you can't be shy because when you don't say something, then you're just gonna feel disappointed or
Yeah. And like for me,
it's like
I like for our flame to keep going. Like it's totally different. Like I like to like have quality time with my husband. Meaning like I like to travel and stuff, and he likes sexy things. So for like I remember like way back when we were first started when we just had Jaden and we like didn't ever go out and do stuff. And we like knew that was like something we needed to work on. Like he told me what he wanted and he wanted sexy time and I told him I wanted to go travel, just me and him. And I said, okay, I'll do sexy time as long as we get to go on a trip together. And so, now it's like, okay, with him, he associates traveling with sexy time.
It's a win-win.
But
now I love traveling.
Yes,
so
and now he loves traveling. But we also make sure like
it's not just because of sexy time.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, we do a lot of that on a daily. But it's just more like we get more adventurous on our like alone travel time, if you get what we mean. But also we also like tell each other how much we love each other, and I don't know, I just feel like I always look at my husband, I think he's just like the hottest thing since I don't know.
Oh, thanks.
No, I mean, like, really, I'm like, oh, hey. And he does the same for me, which makes it really nice. And also, we, like, work for each other. Like, I mean, I'm not always put together 100% of the time, but, there's, like, once a week, we, like, put ourselves together. And so does he, he knows what I like, and I know what he likes kind of thing. So,
Yeah.
Physically and emotionally, we try to like make it happen for each other.
For sure.
Right, baby?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, anything else you want to say?
Sometimes you just gotta listen.
Exactly, listening.
That's my biggest weapon in my arsenal, is listening.
He's good at that. Okay, how do we handle money? He does it.
Nah, she helps sometimes, but
Yeah, but
most of the time it's like she's the idea person and I'm the
how do we make that idea?
shoot down. Or I'm just kidding.
No, he's like tries to make it happen reasonably. Like
Right.
I'm definitely the spender,
Right.
but and Josh is like exact opposite. Like he would just do nothing and just save and work and do. And I'm like so where I'm like on one spectrum, he's on the other. So we really do meet in the middle,
Right.
which is great because that way we can actually enjoy the money.
But that goes
we
back
work
to
for.
the same thing. You have to communicate about it because like we are opposites in that. If you don't communicate and you don't say what you want and what you're thinking, then yeah, you're not gonna be in a good spot.
Lots of compromise and negotiation.
Yeah, for
That's
sure.
For sure.
Just think of us as two countries that we're always negotiating.
Yes, we really are. We're like always making sure that But I mean, I think we do a pretty good job. But if anything, that is what a lot of like our arguments were about was like financial.
Right.
And now like I've learned to be like, okay, I ask a lot. Like,
Yeah.
and we're a little patio set. He's like,
we're a little bit more
well,
stable too than we were.
you are gonna save up for that patio set.
Yeah. Because when we first got married, I mean, it was pretty rough. But
Yeah.
now we're a little better off. So
Yeah, but I mean, honestly, like that's what a lot of marriages like. I feel like the two biggest problem would be like intimacy and like financial. And I think for us, we communicate really, really well. Like Josh knows like me, and because I think we've argued and talked and argued so much that we've kind of like gotten each other down. Like I know when to walk away and just be like, okay, when you figure it out, you call me, and he knows when to be like, okay, I'm sorry I hurt your feelings, like because I'm like a emotional person. Like my feelings will get hurt.
at least twice a week.
Like he could just look at me the wrong way, and I'm like, why are you looking at me? Why don't you just tell me you want to do this? So yeah, I think that that is probably what. But yeah, that's 10 questions. I hope that I feel sorry. Look at my hubby. He does so good, even though he hates being on this. And it's so funny because I think he's so photogenic and he does so good, like on all of our photos and stuff. But he really, that was like one of the things we did negotiate on because he's not that way at all. And like, I was like, you're taking family photos with me once a year at least.
Yeah.
And hey, like
it's always a rough time.
And you know what? And we do have a great photographer that we use all the time. So yeah, he's very comfortable. Josh is very comfortable with Yash. So that's how it helped out a lot. But yeah, now we do lots of family photos. And hey, this might be the beginning. He says this is his last one. So as if you never see him again on my channel, then now you know why. Because he told me this is his first and last video. But we will see. But also, I have a blog post, and I will link it below. I'm also sharing for our 6th anniversary one thing that we do not allow in our bedroom. And you can view that and see because we allow a lot of things in our bedroom, including our child who still sleeps with us. But there's one thing that we do not allow in our bedroom. Right, baby? And I think it has helped us so much in a relationship, even though it could be a very small thing that many people have in their bedrooms. That is one thing we do not allow in ours. So thank you so much for watching, and make sure to check out that blog post. And if you want to see more, then make sure you comment and subscribe. Bye.